Hi, welcome to another today's edition of Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. It's an honor to have you here again. And I mean, given everything that's going on in the world of sports today, there's a lot to unpack for you. This is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. If you're new to the channel, it's the best football tactical analysis and of course the best cognitive analysis in terms of analysis of the general football game. Welcome to Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. We do a lot of tactical analysis here on the board. We talk about every other thing that goes on in the game. Today there's a lot to unpack for you. Reece James is returning for the Carabao Cup final. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Mauricio Pochettino. He has spoken to the press in the lead up to the Carabao Cup final. There is also the bit about why Chelsea may win the Carabao Cup but still will not be able to play in Europe next season. We'll talk about all of that and every other thing that's going to go on. Whilst tomorrow we gear up to preview the game in detail, every bet, every angle, every zone on the tactical board. We'll talk about it and then we'll stick ahead and tell you who is going to win the game. But just before we go, like I said earlier, if you've not subscribed to the channel, it's imperative that you pause the video, go back and subscribe to the channel. It's imperative. Again, if you are an ardent listener and viewer of the show, we want to hear from you in the comment section. Do all to send us your comments. Let us hear your thoughts. We want to hear from you. Tell us what you think about the things that we see here. If you disagree with something, trust me, we'll look at it. We'll have a very good look at it and then we'll make some changes into it as well. So let us get straight into the conversation. But there is something exciting, something intriguing that first of all I want to talk about. And if you remember, a couple of weeks ago in the English Premier League, Luton Town's captain called Tom Lockyer actually got injured. Not just an injury. I mean, I remember I was watching a game where Tom Lockyer fell down and then the game had to be paused for medical reasons and whatnot. At the time, Tom Lockyer's issue did come up. I have seen a video of Tom Lockyer coming back. And see, the game that we love so much is so fickle. Tom, in a statement after that, said that he was out for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. He was literally dead. I mean, quote and unquote, he was almost gone. And right after that, he was able to come back. The medics were able to revive him using a defibrillator shock. I mean, if you're a medically inclined person, you understand. But of course, the defibrillator is, usually in the central nervous system that contains all of these body parts that's important for the heart and what's not. There are some electric waves that are needed. So they're not like the normal electric waves. But there's some level of, there's some intensity, some wavelength of electric that you will need. So a defibrillator, in the thought of these biomedical engineers, have created this instrument that's able to send shock waves into the heart. And if they have the slightest beat, the shock wave is able to revive the heart to come back to normal again. So the defibrillator was used at the Kenilworth Road, and then of course Tom Lockyer was fine. And the part that intrigues me, because we've seen a lot of these things before, but the part that intrigues me is that in Tom Lockyer's recent interview, he has brought people up close to the defibrillator that has been inserted in him. In fact, there was a defibrillator the first time. This time, there was a new defibrillator that had to be installed in him, and it's a better one according to him. This one, if his heartbeat rate drops below a certain threshold, the defibrillator gives him a natural shock. So it's like a straight up imbibed defibrillator in his system, so that he can go on and play football. I mean, I don't know where you think. I don't know if you think that for people, when they get to this level where you have to get a defibrillator to play football, you have to stop, or you agree that, I mean, I'm fascinated by the biomedical thoughts about the fact that you can, your biomedical engineering can get to the extent that they help players, they help people go about their normal duty and do the things that they love with an assist of this nature. But again, let's see how all of that goes in the conversation of Tom Lockyer. But it was exciting when I saw it. The defibrillator just somewhere around his chest, and then the wires connecting throughout his chest. It was some good stuff in there for Tom Lockyer. We're happy that he's back. But let's get into it. So first of all, on the Chelsea conversation, Reece James is returning for the Carabao Cup. Yes, Chelsea's Reece James is returning for the Carabao Cup, and that's exactly what the news is. First of all, Reece James yesterday was seen in Doha. He is undergoing personal training, undergoing his rehabilitation, and Mauricio Pochettino in the pre-match press conference has been clear that the likes of Thiago Silva, who is not fully fit, he hasn't trained all week, but maybe he may make it onto the bench. He has spoken about the likes of Kani Chukwuemeka, who has also suffered a relapse and is going back to rehabilitation. There is Romeo Lavia that was seen doing individual gym work in Cobham, who's also gearing up for the return in March. Very important. There is Leslie Ugochukwu, Wesley Fofana, Reece James, who are all returning. Of course, it means that Robert Sanchez has returned and is going to be with the team over the weekend. I doubt that he's going to start a game, especially since he didn't start against Manchester City. But hey, this is the most important part. Chelsea will need their captain at all sorts. And for that reason, Chelsea have asked Reece James to return to the group, to return to the team. Not to play. He's not going to play a part of the team. He's not going to be on the foot of play. Of course, he's not recovering. He hasn't recovered fully. He's still undergoing the recovery process. But he's going to be with the team. He's going to move from Doha to England and then be with the team with respect to preparations as the captain, with respect to being with the team in their dressing room, and later goes into the stands to support them. And then if Chelsea able to go on and annex the trophy for the very first time under Todd Boehly and Baghdad Eghbali, then he's going to join Benjamin Chilwell, who is most likely to be the captain of the side to lift the trophy. So that's exactly it. It's James returned to the team from Doha, and his return to make sure he plays a part in the Carabao Cup. So Chelsea are waiting for their captain Reece James in there. It's going to be a big final. But hey, do you know that Chelsea, even if they are able to win the Carabao Cup, may not be able to play in the Champions League or the Conference League next season? So it's because of the finances. You know already Chelsea have passed a first financial feasibility test, and in the EPL you're supposed to not make a net loss of about 105 million quid for 3 years and more. And given the fact that Chelsea has spent so much and haven't amortized this yet, and the fact that they've not sold enough players in terms of homegrown players to make enough revenue locally, they are running against time to make sure that they meet England's financial feasibility test, to make sure that they are fit for purpose and they are not sanctioned in that regard. And if Chelsea have been able to win the Carabao Cup, which is already going to be a difficult game, they are possibly supposed to play in the UEFA Conference League. But in the UEFA Conference League, the measures are even more stringent in terms of financial fair play. They look more at you. They want to make sure that you are not a club, and that's exactly what happened to Juventus in recent times, that you are not a club that has issues with your finances. So that's why a lot of experts in recent times have been saying that regardless of what happens with Chelsea when they win the Carabao Cup and whatnot, they still have to make sure that they sell players. So if you're a Chelsea fan and consistently you hear the name of Conor Gallagher, you hear the name of Nathaniel Chalobah, you hear the name of all the homegrown players that have been discussed that Chelsea may sell, you can understand. Lukaku has to get off Chelsea's book. Hakim Ziyech has to get off Chelsea's book. Chalobah represents pure profit for Chelsea. Armando Broja or Conor Gallagher. These three players, Chalobah, Armando Broja and Conor Gallagher, all three of them will not be on the Chelsea books by 30th of June this summer. And the reason is simple, that regardless of what happens on the field, on the tactical board, and Chelsea winning the Carabao Cup, they still need to meet financial demands of Europe's elite football group to make sure that they'll be able to play in the Carabao Cup. So it's imperative that even after Chelsea win, Chelsea may still not be able to play in Europe next season, and that's one of the reasons why they are racing ahead of time. There is the report that Todd Boehly and Baghdad Eghbali are going to be in attendance on Sunday to watch Chelsea play and hopefully to lift the first cup. You remember that feud that came up between the two American owners of Chelsea and that of Liverpool. So FSG, when they wanted to get Romeo Lavia, that of Moise Caicedo, there were reports that these people are normal business owners like themselves. They do deals together and it may affect them. Tomorrow, both of them are going to go, on Sunday, however, both of them are going to go head to head, neck and neck, in hoping that they have to win something for their clubs in there. Of course, the bigger challenge is the fact that Liverpool are hungry. Jurgen Klopp is leaving. They want to give him a very good farewell. It makes it difficult for Chelsea. Chelsea are coming off the back of good wins against Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, and then of course an excellent away draw at City. But in the context of the game, Liverpool are a different animal. They know how to win trophies in cup finals. It's near impossible to beat that Liverpool side. How are Chelsea going to go around that? Tomorrow on the tactical board, we'll go into the bits and pieces But essentially, I told you yesterday, it's about physicality, combativeness, and Chelsea's ability to go into battles. They need to win battles. They need to win duels in central areas, in Liverpool's area. They need to be the most intense of the two teams. If you allow Liverpool to impose themselves, it's a difficult job already. If you allow them to impose themselves, you're allowing them to win battles. You allow them to be more physical than you. If you allow them to want it more than you, then it makes it more difficult. It's a little bit good because it's going to be played at Wembley. If it's at Anfield, it's more difficult because the Anfield fields already make it extra tough for you as a team. So that's it in the regimes coming in. Mauricio Pochettino, I mean, in his pre-match press conference, he has said a lot of stuff. He has discussed his plans to the team, how he thinks that Chelsea would have to play. We'll get into all of those stuff. We'll talk about the bits and pieces of Chelsea on everything. Mauricio Pochettino has said that he's focusing on winning the title. So you see, that's the thing. Yesterday I saw it on Twitter. Enzo Fernandez has a 100% win record in finals. Once he gets into finals, he wins it. Notable is the World Cup final. But Mauricio Pochettino has a very bad record in winning finals in the English Premier League. So somebody said it's +1 -1. Enzo, excellent cup winning final data starts backing him. But then for Mauricio Pochettino, who is the manager of the club, he doesn't seem to have a very good record when it comes to winning of finals in there for themselves. So it's the two. Where does either of them stand? Where does Mauricio Pochettino, whose omen is going to triumph the day for them? But Pochettino in the pre-match press conference is saying that he wants to win the trophy. He wants to win the trophy. He wants to win the trophy. It's important for him. And Pochettino said again, the final is not about a play. It's about winning. And tomorrow, the boys want to win the final. When it's on the beginning, it's always chasing the rabbit. You are behind. I understand circumstances may not be easy. Liverpool is going to be Liverpool. We are going to be there. And I think we need to beat Liverpool. Mauricio Pochettino, understand, I never like we see teams suffer from injuries. It's difficult not to take it the bad way. So Pochettino also spoke about the preparations for the final. And looks as if everybody's there. Raheem Sterling, everybody seems to be there. So Chelsea may win the Carabao Cup on Sunday, but may not be able to play in the UEFA Conference League like Juventus and the likes that suffered. You'd have to do a lot of financial work to be able to be in there. That is why finances may be the only reason why Chelsea may qualify for the Europa Conference League even when they win the Carabao Cup. And it goes beyond just all of those stuff in there for Chelsea Football Club. And on Sunday, it's going to be the chase of everything that's important. So, Pochettino also said something, and I told you the last time that Petrovic has been very good. And yesterday, I watched his interview with former Chelsea goalkeepers trainer, who he was with at the New England Revolution in the MLS. And he spoke of how proud he is of Georgie Petrovic. And actually, if you're a Chelsea fan, the job he has done in post for Chelsea, in terms of short stopping, the ball playing ability, commanding of this area, I think that the ball playing abilities is what I personally have issues with. I can understand as a Chelsea fan who's listening to me today. You say, hey, Fifi, you don't care about ball playing. So far as he's a good shot stopper, so far as he's stopping the shot, that's all that's important to us. That's all that matters to us. And I agree. But sometimes also he has to develop that part. He's just 24. He needs to develop that side of his game. This team can play together for the next 10 years and they are going to be literally unstoppable. Playing out from the back, being aggressive, finding passes, not and I think has also been a very good sweeper as well. And Pochettino says, we have decided 90% of the team in my head. Not yet. I've been told my team selection. I prefer tomorrow or after to tell the players. So he has decided. He knows the players are going to start. And I think that your man is going to probably be imposed for the team. That's Georgie Petrovic. And he has been very, very instrumental. He deserves to be there. Won it on penalty shootout. The last time that Chelsea played against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup. And I like to see his trajectory. If you look at where they are coming from, the teams that they've met, maybe it's time to get an icing on the cake for Chelsea Football Club. Finally, who is Xavi Alonso going to choose? Bayern Leverkusen, FC Bayern Munich, or Real Madrid? These are all teams that he has played for. These are all teams that he's legends of. Who is he going to choose? And finally, there is Toni Kroos that has come out of the sabbatical league. Not a sabbatical, from retirement from international football. Say, hey, I'm returning to play for the DI Mannschaft of the German national team. Because he says that Julian Nagelsmann has spoken to him and he has told him exactly the part that he wants to play in his team. He needs him in that team, and then he's going to be in there to play him as the next German a player in the German national team. It's going to be exciting. So because the next Euros is going to be hosted in Germany, and if that's hosted in Germany, then you know that the Germans will want to win the trophy at home in Berlin, in Munich this time. They want to get it done, and it's a difficult ask because Tony Kroos and the whole team had faded off. They've had some issues this time. They think that Tony Kroos coming is going to be very important for them, and of course he's going to get another contract extension at Real Madrid. Madrid want to keep their old guard together as long as possible and gets them, the young team, to understudy the old team and get the best out of them. It's only a matter of time to see when truly the likes of Tony Kroos and others will set to depart their Real Madrid team. But as it stands now, this is where we join the Cats. My name, Fiifi-Manfred. This is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. So subscribe. I urge you to do so, and I want to hear from you in the comment section. Until tomorrow, take care.